Hi everyone, welcome to the Icehouse Podcast. I'm Bryar Stewart, the Community Manager, and today I have Ed Wilson with me from Northpine. And Ed has done our leadership development program, and we thought it'd be awesome to have a conversation with Ed, so appreciate you coming on the podcast today.
Yeah, no worries, all good.
Looking forward to the chat, and you're up Northland, that's right?
Yeah, that's right, yep.
Cool, looking forward to it. So we like to sort of kickstart our podcast with some quick fire questions. So first one is coffee order.
Yep, coffee order.
Coffee order.
My coffee order, or what I prefer, or is that right?
Yeah.
Yep. Mochaccino, 2 sugars.
Nice. When are you most relaxed?
Okay, since like I do like a 12-hour day most times, but I'm trying to peg back my hours, but I find it more relaxed at night time, I suppose. Yeah.
Nice. When are you most productive?
Pretty much in the morning, from the get-go. Yeah, I sort of try and ease off at night, but then straight away just, starting fresh and getting into it. Yeah, awesome. Definitely.
Do you have a book or a podcast or anything that you recommend people read or listen to?
Podcasts, yeah, I do. Matty Johns usually has a couple of podcasts during the week, especially during the COVID period, and it was quite interesting. Just I'm quite a rugby league fan, so hence why I get into Matty Johns' podcast.
Good on you, that's awesome. What was your first ever job?
First ever job, yeah, so I left school for form and I started doing work experience in tourist industry, doing chefing course and all that. But long story short, the job's been going, so I started in forestry and pretty much landed my first job in logging. Yeah.
Interesting, that's cool.
Yeah, so it was quite a...
Would you say you were born with your strengths or did you learn them?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think it's just learned them off my father, and a lot of it is key essence, discipline, when you do things, and then just a bit of structure in our lives, just the do's and what not to do. Yeah.
Yeah, great answer. Great answer, that's cool.
Yep.
Would love to learn a little bit more about you, Ed. Who is Ed and what are you passionate about and what does life look like at the moment?
Who was Ed?
It's a big question, isn't it?
To be honest, I'm pretty honest, open, committed, respectful. My later years, my career years, I'm pretty keen on achieving goals and doing a bit of coaching in between. Assisting others. Quite a busy lifestyle. Like I sort of, I've been in this industry for a little while now, but it's the outside of thing. I'm in my own time trying to do family time, and again, it's comes. Look, I've got a couple of young boys and playing rugby league and actually coaching it sort of goes hand in hand. And yeah, just trying to pass on my life skills and journeys onto my my kids. Yeah, but awesome. Definitely sort of sums it up. Yeah, pretty much.
Definitely does. That's very cool. And your career journey, what does that look like, and how did you end up at Northpine?
Yeah, as I said, I started in the forestry, doing all aspects. Like I actually went back to front instead of planting, pruning and thinning and logging. I actually did it the other way around. The logging, thinning, planting, and then pruning and planting. Did that for, which I enjoyed. It's been my first job. Was, I thought that was what work's about. But later years, I sort of learned it wasn't really an easy job to get into. So it was sort of did that for 5 years, forestry. And then I found Northpine, just something different to do. And I started at Northpine 21 years ago.
Wow.
So, and it was pretty much, I had my forestry background, which sort of gave me a foot in the door, but working in the sawmill is probably totally different to forestry because you're cutting timber. hence the cutting logs or planting them. So I had to start from the bottom and rapidly progress through the sawmill, learning all the aspects of the mill. And then when it's probably in my 5th year, when it's a leadership role, and then only like coming up 2 years ago, I stepped into a management role for the same company. So it's been quite a big, long journey, enjoyable journey. Let me say, I totally wouldn't have it any other way. You know, the stuff that I've learned on my journey, and it's been a solid coming up 26 years in the timber industry. It's been good.
Wow. 21 years is a long time to stay at one organization. So you're very
loyal. I don't know. Well, to be fair, like I seem to get quite a few big ups, or I says, well, you know, it's why would you leave if you like what you're doing and you enjoy the company, your people around you, your environment. The other thing I keep telling, I see a lot of stuff. Well, I've seen a lot of stuff over the years I've been here. It's definitely the environment and the people that I've sort of taken on that's keeping me here. And it's as I said, I wouldn't have it any other way. It's good.
That's cool. And yeah, I was going to ask what's kept you there, but it sounds like, you know, it's the people, the loving what you do and having opportunities come your way.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Yeah, it's choice.
That's great. That's really great. What does a day in the life of Ed look like? I feel people listening to this would go, okay, yeah, I understand the industry he's in, but what does he do day to day? I'd like to know personally.
Okay, so to start off with, now I did stress this at the Icehouse course, and I have a couple of my we do health checks and all this. I suffer from a sleeping deprivation, so I definitely, it's not normal. Like I wake up about 2:30, 3 o'clock. So from the time I get up, I'm just, I might as well stay up and just go do some house chores and I tend to go to work. But that's the start of my day. I get up and my lovely partner, she's just saying, mate, when are you going to give it up? And I've been doing it, like we actually been together just about nearly 20 years too this month. So she knows my sleeping patterns. But anyway, you know, it's one of those things, because I've been in the game that long, it's sort of, that's what I'm used to, I suppose. And
totally.
Yeah, but it just starts, so I'll start about 2, 3 o'clock, get up, do some chores, organise my day, see what's our schedules, see what team I've got, have a talk to my team leader, catch up with the management team, see what's going on, what's happening. And definitely part of it is planning forward, because it's, you know, we've got to try and, in my shoes, try and plan for in front of us or going forward instead of what's happening on the day. A lot of it's dealing with our log manager, see where I'm sourcing my logs from, working with the schedule manager, making sure that we're on target, we're meeting our cut to compliance, catching up with the general manager and see what other projects are happening, and definitely just keeping the department running. This is just pretty much a whole sums up my life at work. And then after work, I'm committed to, this year I've actually taken a few hats off. I think I've been coaching, about 4 teams, but they're slowly winding down. Yeah, so it sort of absorbs a bit of my time after work, and then come the weekends, I'm pretty stuffed on the weekend, because obviously sports played on the weekend, and then come Sunday, relax and start again.
Yeah. Wow, what a legend, Ed.
Yeah.
You are a legend.
But it was quite, my boss, well, he's the position that I filled, he retired. He goes, mate, when are you going to give up league? I only just retired about, I turned 40 about 3 years ago. And he goes, mate, oh yeah, I've retired about then. When are you going to give it up? I says, I think it's about time now. So, but it's good. And it was actually, he goes, I don't know how you can juggle all this at once, mate, trying to do what you have to at work, manage a team, and then after work, managing teams after work and playing at the same time. And I was just, I don't know, mate, I'm just pretty keen.
Yeah, obviously you loved it too. You love it, which is cool.
Yeah,
Tell
totally.
that's for sure. Would love to hear, Ed, what is one thing that you wish you knew at the start of your career journey?
Honestly, yeah, because I feel I left school probably a bit younger. I should have known what I know now. I wish I would have stayed, maybe to a few more years. But one thing that I think we all go for it. Wish I knew how to save at a young age, because there's a time was either catching up with your mates or going out partying. But there was one thing I wish I'd have done sensibly: save.
Yeah.
And knowing how to break into the housing market a lot earlier, just would have helped me wipe down my mortgage a bit more. But nonetheless, that's, if I could turn back time, that would have been one of the key things that I would have loved to know when I first started out.
Yeah, great practical advice. And hindsight's a beautiful thing, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear, in terms of your guys' industry, what's a common myth about the pine industry that you want to debunk?
So in our timber industry, it's labelled as hard work, and it's getting harder to find workers. So what I say about that, a lot of these, we're coming into Generation Z where they're like the media sort of generation. They want their devices and stuff, and it's reality is a lot of us, our generation and generations before me, we didn't have this stuff. We were just the basic. You work hard, be proud of what you do, and privileged to have a job, and do work hard at doing what you like doing. Not much has changed in regards of our space at Northpine. So the perception out there, it's hard work, but it hasn't changed much. But then how I try and find workers of this generation, it's hard to try and get them into it or convince them. And it is a hard job, but once you keep at it, you get better.
Yeah.
So, I think it's going to be labelled that until most of these modern mills are fully mechanised, like you don't physically touch timber. With Northpine, we're still far away from it. So, I think I don't know how we're going to, in our industry, try and take away that perception of working in the sawmill.
Yeah, really interesting. That kind of and it flows quite well into the next question around innovation. How do you guys keep innovation as a focus in your industry?
Oh, well, funnily enough, we're doing some work with some consultants. So one of the guys that we're using, our team, is Almac Consultants. So they do a lot about efficiency systems, computerized systems, just to help a day-to-day company run their businesses. And we literally started our first block course with them last week, and by and large, there's a couple of good stuff coming out of it. And I think that's for us as Northpine, we're just trying to find a little bit just to make us a bit more efficient and effective of what we do. And we know we can do it well. It's just and even finding ways to make it easier for our guys out on the floor.
Yeah, that's really cool to hear. It's awesome that you can get some external support in as well, to help bring that process along, because it can be very hard when you're in the nitty gritty of it and have been for many years to see, from a bird's eye view. So it's very cool to hear, Ed. The word leadership, what does leadership mean to you?
Key phrase that comes to mind: guiding your team to achieve a common goal.
Awesome.
So in a way, as I say, I've sort of been in a leadership role for a little while now, and I don't know if you heard the saying of you can lead a horse to water by making it drinks another journey of its own. So, and that's unfortunately, as a leader, you have to find those good things, or those things that can make your team drink water or whatever it is out on the floor. So I believe it's working with them. A lot of it. When I was coming through the ranks, I had my first boss. He was, I won't swear, but he was quite a hard person. But it was just a generation gap. Right? That's the way they were taught, and you could never do it these days because you'll just lose your guys. And I think it's that way how we lead our teams. Good leadership is having good morals about what you want to achieve, and using positive attitudes, I suppose.
Yeah, brilliant answer, Ed. That's so cool. I love that. Following from that, has there been a challenge and a highlight of your leadership journey so far?
Oh yeah, well, I probably talked about it. The challenge for me is how to motivate the next generation Z or whatever.
Yeah.
How to work. That's a challenge for me because you can't relate how you were brought when you were coming through the ranks. So these days they're a total different generation, And first you got to try and get them engaged, and then in my days it was you were showed, you were told, and you do it. These days you got to support them along the way on how they do it and all that. So it's a challenge for me because I've sort of got to step back and try and figure out ways to work with this new generation. But on the hindsight, I enjoy it. And then the highlight is being able to lead a team to achieve the goal. That's always, especially when whatever I'm doing, whether it's at work, on the footy field, coaching the footy.
Brilliant.
It's just it's a whole, all has a common theme, and that's achieving the goal. And the more you put a goal out in front of whoever you're leading, and they're achieving it, it just sort of get you feel quite good about it, Yeah.
So cool, Ed. Yeah, speaking gold, and you can tell that you're definitely committed to your leadership journey, which is really cool to hear, and leads well to the next sort of segment of the podcast, where I'd love to hear a bit about your journey with the Icehouse and the leadership development program. How did you hear about the Icehouse and the program?
To tell you the truth, my general manager just there's a scholarship going, you should go for it because you're Māori. And I was just
awesome.
I just laughed at, okay. But I did it before, and I think you learned something about it on this course, and it's totally forget about what you know about management role, because sawmilling and all this, it's totally the difference. So that's how I got sort of drawn into it.
Awesome.
And I was actually excited, scared, optimistic of doing it, the whole shebang, but I just think, if I could do it again, I would definitely jump in queue and sign up, for something else. It was definitely the experience, and just the people too, like you meet, I was sort of, at first I found out my comfort zone because a lot of these guys, I'm a sawmiller. I come from the background of sawmilling, and a lot of these guys are executives of corporates and all this. But no, we actually have a common theme, and it's at the end of the Icehouse course, sort of had a common theme on what we want to achieve. Yeah, it was choice.
That's so cool to hear. Yeah, were there any other hesitations about doing the program for you, or was it sort of just like, I don't know, different industry? What was it?
What did I write down here? No, I didn't really have much hesitations, because I'm a task-driven person, achieving goals, and I just wanted to learn more about the management role and what aspects are about it. I don't know about it, and learn more. So, other than at first I was sort of, feeling a bit, standoffish, but now it sort of gave me a bit more, in my mind, ideas on what I can use for my team back home. So, all's good.
That's so cool to hear. Yeah, that's really great. And I always hear it in the podcast around people going like, I wasn't sure if they'd be able able to relate to my industry or to me, or
Yeah.
and then once they get in, they realize that every industry has the same challenges around needing to keep their people engaged, and and supply chain and all these different things. A lot of the challenges and pain points and even opportunities are the same. So cool to hear that was a similar experience for you. Yeah,
definitely. No, it's true.
That's cool. Any changes that you've implemented into Northpine, but also your lifestyle since doing the program?
In regards to the Northpine, so after my project presentation, my GM is keen to implement a new idea. Once we've done another extensive study. So for me, there was something in there from my project presentation, and I definitely it sort of made me light up, because now the next part of what I envision, my goal is to do exactly that, make sure we hammer it home and get it across the line, and having some good people behind me to do this next study to get, cross our T's and dot the I's, and make sure that we do find something in there. Now, to be, I don't know if you get to watch the presentations?
I haven't actually. I haven't yet.
Oh, yeah. But what one was about is a simple idea where Sawmill just turning the logs so they get the large end coming into the Sawmill first. And I think, long story short, there was some annual gains of, for its successful annual gains of nearly 400. So it was some big gains, eh? So, for me, the payoff was actually doing the study, because we knew there was something there. But the next challenge now was trying to implement it, and I'm all aboard of that, making it happen. And then part of the other side is doing this, what I mentioned, the LMAC stuff, implementing some of those ideas that have come out of it from last week.
Yeah,
making sure we're doing some of that, and it's good. We're actually, the team's actually come aboard with the LMAC stuff, and it's sort of giving us another, just giving us more positive energy, making sure we can do the stuff. In regard to the lifestyle, hard to say. I think so. I'm just trying to think of examples. Yeah, I know. Well, I think like family time, my partner and I, we've gotten on better, and my kids, I'm sort of just talking more to them on what's happening in their life, like whether it's just going through a phase or something, but, actually, I don't know. Well, we're happy. So, yeah, I think, probably, lifestyle.
That's cool. Yeah. Cool. That's awesome. Nice. And then from the leadership development program, you have done some coaching with Dave Fleming. Is that right?
Yep.
How has that coaching impacted you as a leader within the business?
Yeah, well, it's funny you say that. I had a Zoom meeting with yesterday.
Cool.
So
awesome.
I've still got some funding there to use up. So he's going to do a couple more sessions, and I was just, man, by all means, let me say, I actually got to meet him in person, and we've had some good laughs, just in general, because he could feel the vibe of me, and he was just, mate, I got to meet you, mate, and please do, I'm quite a comedian, I'll just talk to him and laugh and all that, but I think the big thing that I sort of, from having these sessions with David, was, for me, he just kept on telling me, keeping it simple and backing my ideas, backing myself. Great. I didn't get part of the, because he helped me with my project presentation, and part of that was, I wasn't too sure if I try this, and he goes, mate, he's just do it, man, go for it. And then just actually bouncing those ideas with someone with experience, and, it sort of made me more positive on the way I do things, like from day-to-day basis, it's quite good. But he's actually quite a knowledgeable guy, and just knowing we can relate. And he's in the manufacturing industry. He doesn't necessarily have to be in sawmilling, but he was in another field. But we all, we all relate to the same sort of goals and meeting production targets, efficiencies and all this. So we could actually talk in something commonly. So it was quite good.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's great. Any other takeaways from coaching with David? And was it kind of what you expected? What did you expect going into coaching?
I didn't know that I was actually getting there coaching, to tell you the truth.
You're like, oh, cool, an extra little thing.
So I thought I was just going in blind, and I got this, and this is next level. But it was actually until I started reading the emails that were sent to me. Someone will be getting in contact with you, and I was just, okay, is that what the coaching's about? And it was quite funny. And then I actually told him, I said, I didn't know I was entitled to this, but one thing that was quite funny, so there was myself and another colleague on the Icehouse course that applied for the scholarship. Both got it. So for me, it's a challenge. So how's she doing? And he's sort of, I can't tell you that yet. Okay. So, I'm quite competitive in that.
Yeah.
So especially when it comes to our presentation, project presentation, because I kept on asking him, what is everyone looking like? And he sort of like, because I kept on asking every time we had our sessions, and it was quite, I think he gave it to me because I kept on asking, and he goes, now Ed, I can honestly say your one is smashes out of the park. And I was like, wow. Those are the key words I wanted to hear, David. Yeah, and he was cracking up, and it was just, you knew it, eh? And I was just, knew what, mate? Those are the words I just needed to hear, just to be certain that I'm on the right track. And I started going up on another journey, and he was just, you're bloody hilarious. But it was good, eh? And it was actually wanting him at home, because I did my presentation down there, and the person that got the other scholarship did mine, and I said, I got to go, got to fly back up Northland. Yeah. And then as soon as she shook her hand, she did. Now you can tell that David helped you out, didn't he? And I just looked at her, smiled, grinned, and I was just, well, did I burst your bubble? Oh, no. And David said, mate, that was all you, mate. And I was just, wow, I'm a modest guy, mate. I don't like to blow us, but it was quite, but overall, it was choice.
Brilliant. You'll be sending this podcast recording their way, Just to...
No. But yeah. I didn't drop any names, but yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, she knows.
Oh, you're so funny. No, that's awesome. That's cool, Ed. That's cool to hear that you've been working with David and got a lot from the one-on-one sessions with him. And a nice surprise to what was in the scholarship package.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And it is so cool. We've got quite a few great partners that provide scholarships, in different areas, and in this case, multi-business leadership, and I just think it's such a cool way to raise the profile of incredible business leaders like yourself, Ed. It really is, and so glad that you've had such a great experience on the program and the coaching, and now part of the Icehouse whānau as well. So it's very, very cool.
No worries.
Wanted to finish with this question. What excites you the most about your career journey and Northpine's future?
Well, I think for my career journey is just service to the industry. Like I'm sort of at a point in my life. Yeah, I want more. I'm stepping up. I've refreshed my assessors so I can assess NZQA units, just to help. I just want to help my team develop themselves.
Brilliant.
Just giving back. Just trying to get them up to up to where they need to be. How far I've come. I still think about the days I was sitting in class and what could have been, but to where I am now, I think, man, I've come a long way. Instead of being, I suppose I wasn't a terror at school, but I may have turned my ears off every now and then. But I wouldn't have it any other way. It's been an awesome journey, and pretty much knowing where I'm going in the future. of our industry, and definitely planning forward. I've got a couple of things I'm stressed to my GM that I'll probably start working on my diploma next year.
Awesome.
Just getting more, just learning about the job, knowledge about the industry, and hopefully, just strive for excellences everywhere in every aspect. It's good, definitely. It's awesome for me. It's been an awesome industry to get into, and just try and pass around the positive vibes to anyone new that's coming through our industry.
That's so cool, Ed. Well, you've definitely passed on the positive vibes to me on this Tuesday morning.
No worries, all good.
So thank you so much for unpacking your leadership journey and your experience, in the industry for 20 plus years is so impressive. And also, how you finding coaching and what excites you about the future. It's all cool things, and we're backing you all the way and believe in you as a leader. And just really appreciate your time today. So thanks for being on the Icehouse podcast.
Oh, no worries, bro. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you.